I'm glad to be here on such a short notice, and it's only the second day of my clinic tour, so I can still safely say that I have airplane chops, coupled with sweat. And when my hands sweat, makes me tense up, choke up on the sticks, defies everything Joe just taught me. So, I hope you bear with me. The first thing I played was I started playing just a little crap in 3/4, and then I shifted to 5 and try to modulate a little bit and come back to make it a little thematic. And the second thing that I just played was, you know, my claim to fame, the Keep It Greasy thing from the Zappers Joe's Garage in 21, and I tried to spell it out for a while. So that you guys could hear exactly how I was subdividing it. And I figured that if I played, you guys would be able to hear how the bass line was and recognize the song. But I can't be all bad. So with that, I'd like to take a little breather here and welcome you all, and maybe open this to a little bit of question and answer, or kind of a forum, or if there's anything you guys want to talk to me about, or tell me, or ask me, or anything, please feel free.
Is it hard for you to come in here and just sit down and just get so aggressive, just like cold turkey? You know what I mean?
Yes.
How do you go about working yourself up to it?
The question was, is it hard to come in here cold turkey and sit down and just be so aggressive? Well, it comes from a variety of factors. And, anxiety, fear, which I've never completely overcome, and it's always there for me.
Are you glad it's always there, though? Do you feed off of that?
I'm glad it's there if I can control it, and I'll tell you why. And if I hear somebody, like the gentleman who was playing before, if I hear somebody sitting down, I could just barely hear peripherally through my hearing, sounds like somebody's having fun up there, it kind of gets me warmed up. And it used to be that when I would go to clinics, like the first clinic I ever did was Zildjian Day in Boston in '83. I've done several successive Zildjian Days since then. I always got real nervous because, I'd never done a clinic, and here I was up there with Billy Cobham and Steve Gadd, and, I was freaking out practically. And I waited until the last minute at the hotel to have Lenny the Music pick me up, and I just waited and waited till the last possible second and just kept drinking coffee. And, it was real difficult for me, but sometimes I can control it, But the main thing, and another thing for me is that it's real important. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. You sound terrific. Let's have a hand for this guy here. Oh, man. All right. What is your name?
Jay Dinamo.
Jay.
We have a lot in common.
Yeah, I'll say.
In more ways than one.
All right.
FC.
FC, all right. And the other thing is, what was I talking about? Anxiety. Yeah. Pacing yourself, which is, I had a situation yesterday where I didn't pace myself, and usually when that happens, if I don't pace myself, I just sit down and just start playing anything and thinking I can play anything when I may not be warmed up for it. So I have to learn how to pace myself. So I've, just through trial and error, I've been through a lot of experiences where I found out the hard way. Like, I didn't pace myself. I just went for it. And about 15 minutes into it, I was overblowing. I lost all my finesse, as opposed to half of it tonight. And so I was just playing real sloppy, and I was real tense. And the other thing that happened to me that I've learned to try to avoid is when I was in Koblenz, Germany, doing this drummer meeting, I was sitting down in the room all day with Jim Chapin and guys like Sonny Emery, and once I'm around Jim, it's like non-stop playing, right? Because he's constantly, And so I was just playing, and I was warmed up, and went past the point of being warmed up, and just playing, doubles and singles all my might, and then Sonny Emery shows up. He's like, "Hey man, check this out." And then so we started getting this rudimental thing, and so I felt great till I got on stage. And then when I got on stage, I went for something, it was like, you know, I couldn't even play because I blew my chops out. So that was the other pitfall that I had to learn to avoid, was doing that. So I spent about an hour with Joe. Let's give a big hand for her. I got it. He really helped me out a lot this evening, and if I learned one thing, it was definitely how to relax. And when I saw how easy and how logically Joe executed what he did, you know, it helped me to try to learn to do the same thing. To have the same kind of mental approach, which obviously I'm not going to get in an hour, but it really helped kick me in the butt a little bit and prod me along. And so I just basically tried to relax as much as I can, you know. And it's not easy for me because I'm a real nervous person, and I tend to tense up a lot, you know. So it's one way or the other. I'm either real tense or I'm too relaxed. I'm unbelievably lazy. It's real hard for me to find a middle of the road. So it boils down to a personal thing, I think, too. You know, what kind of mind, what kind of mindset you're generally in. Yes.
I'm wondering how much time you spent studying the chafing material, and what of that material you felt was the most useful for your playing and your ability to just like execute things that you hear in your head, soloing wise or whatever.
How much time did I spend on the chafing material, and how much did it contribute to me playing and soloing and whatever I hear in my head? Basically, see, what I got from Gary was he really refined and broadened my understanding of polyrhythms, and he applied it to the drum set. And my exposure to them before I met Gary was basically, you know, on a snare drum, and I just kind of knew what they were mathematically. And from, you know, I've been listening to guys like Zappa and